Please and pray.
Yes, let us pray. Father, we come to you today thanking you for all the good things you allow us to have and enjoy, Lord. We thank you for life. We thank you for the breath we breathe, Lord, and we know that all good things come from you. We pray, Lord, we might seek your guidance in all that we do today. We might be in keeping with the best will of this county. Forgive us where we fail, Lord, and help us to remember those that are sick, those that are bereaved, Lord, and those that are less fortunate. Go with us now, and once again, forgive us where we fail. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I call the meeting to order. Ms. Riding, you're first on the agenda today.
I'm Misty Ridings with Alpha Insurance. Holly with Alpha Insurance. And we were, y'all remember, well, some of you do, about 15 years ago, we came in and did a payroll life insurance plan. And that's what the employees can choose, you know, like a plan, and we write the life insurance and cut it out of their paycheck. And
individual plan, and it's at no cost to the county, plus it's a plan that the employee can take with them when they retire, or if they do have a job somewhere else, and the rate stays the same, so it's a very good benefit to the employee.
yeah, we'll participate lifetime. And like Renee said, there's absolutely no cost to the county other than the time of your payroll person. And on average, like a 40-year-old male, if they did like a $50,000 policy, it's like $19.69 a month. So then you divide that out. Or you got every 2 weeks? Okay. And we had a lot of people to participate last time. If they ever leave the county, they can take the policy with them. We handle everything, we do it all. The bill is very simple. Each person is listed individually with their monthly amount on there. And we would just like to be able to offer that again to your employees.
Appreciate the consideration.
Would y'all come out, like, say, to each district and like meet with Bob's guy, and then maybe Derek, you come meet with mine, and then y'all do that?
And the last time that we did this, we even went to some of their houses. I know, Kenneth, we went to several houses. Yeah. It's just whatever they want us to do too. We're really
As
flexible.
convenient as possible for the employee.
Is this term a whole lot?
Either one.
Either one?
Yes, sir.
Well, right, you quoted.
Term. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think several asked me about vision insurance. Y'all offer anything like that?
No, sir. We'd appreciate any consideration.
All right.
Thank you.
Give us some, thank you.
Thank y'all.
Y'all got cards you leave with us, or with, police and vote, and we can get that for you.
Yes, sir. A couple of them have my cell phone number too.
Thank you, ladies.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Next on the agenda is an appointment for the Twin Water Authority, but at this time, we're going to table this till our attorney has time to look over it. Do we have a motion to table this?
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Mike Chow, you're next.
Morning, how y'all doing?
Morning.
I just got a memorandum of agreement between Marion County and the state of Alabama regarding the Rebuild Alabama Act. And basically it just says, whereas the state and the county desire to cooperate in the allocation of Rebuild Alabama Act funds in the amount of $400,000 to the county, in exchange for an annual $533,000 federal allocation in accordance with the provisions of the Act. Herefore, the $400,000 annual allocation specified in the Rebuild Alabama Act shall be known as the Federal Aid Exchange Funds. Just recommend that y'all authorize the chairman to enter into this agreement with the state.
So they want to give us 400 for the 500.
$533,000 of federal dollars. That was kind of the arrangement they did when they.
So we're losing $133,000.
Right.
But we don't have to pay all the,
We don't have to jump through all the federal hoops that you have to do with federal money. And actually, this is what, when we tried to get County Road 14 funded, we didn't want to give ours up, but that was the deal made when they did the act.
it's made above us.
That's right. Pay rate above me.
So if we don't enter into this agreement,
We don't get our $400,000. And trust me, we want that
They done
$400,000.
took the
they've already taken the 500.
Yeah, we didn't get it. We would have gotten it back in October, but they actually took that away from us. We were actually in the July letting at that project when all this came down. But with that being said, we probably need to get into agreement with the state, go ahead and enter this agreement, and we can get our $400,000, which we would apply.
You recommend it,
I would recommend y'all do that, and that will go towards funding our County Road 14 project.
We have a motion,
No, I'm okay.
we have a second. Second. All in favor?
I'll just leave this with you. I got it tabbed for sign.
Okay.
That's all it's at.
Ms. Page, you're next.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I was just going to make the commission aware of something I received on February the 26th, and this is the first commission meeting I had to address it, so we're a little day late, but it's still something that I received from John Merrill's office, the Secretary of State, that I need to make y'all aware of, or at least put you on notice. Beginning with this primary, they're pushing, and we've had several calls about this from the Secretary of State's office, really pushing about the handicap accessible polling places and voting equipment. I'm responsible for the voting equipment, and we had all those tested and had those out at all the precincts and instructed the poll workers how to set those up. But John Merrill wanted me to know, and to send on to y'all, that during their recent conversation with the United States Department of Justice earlier that week, that handicap accessibility is a primary concern for that particular agency for the 2020 election year. So I'm just putting y'all on notice that this is a big concern for the Department of Justice. And I've done my part, so I'm just giving y'all the letter to. There you go.
How many of ours are not handicap accessible?
That I don't know. That's the commissioners responsible for, and y'all may very well be. I don't know. Y'all are responsible for the polling places. Y'all tell me to have it at Texaco, I'll be having elections at Texaco. So I just put y'all on notice and to make sure that y'all are compliant.
Well, Scott, when are we gonna conglomerate some of these?
That's what I have here in front of y'all. That's part of the reason why we were looking to consolidate, is because of some issues, like what Judge Vick pointed out, that the Secretary of State's concerned about. I have, give each of y'all a proposed bill to go to the legislature to allow for y'all to create these voting centers. And there's the ones that are specifically mentioned in here, but it would give y'all the authority to change them as needed, but it would create a voting center at the Byrd Volunteer Fire Department that serves precincts 2, 3, 4, and 17, Rye, Kemp, Bexar, and Barnesville. A new voting center at the Hackleburg Senior Center to serve voters in precincts 7 and 19 at Hackleburg and Livingston. And then a new voting center located at the Pea Ridge Volunteer Fire Department that serves voters in precincts 11 and 16, which is Cush's Mill and Pikeville. And then this would give y'all authority if something comes up in the future about some other precincts to be able to combine those without having any further acts as well. But I went ahead and specifically put those in here, needing to have
something done.
And it's my understanding that this has to run in the newspaper for 4 weeks, and then Tracy will take it.
That's correct, yes, sir.
So it'll be this fall before it would take in general.
That's right.
Well, we can have it in place by the general election.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing it, to have it in November.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
We've gone past this resolution, June the 10th. Of these, ones you're talking about, what else do we have to do?
That's it. So we gotta get the act to allow.
We'll go to Montgomery this session so we can get it passed?
That's
Yeah,
right.
it has to run in the newspaper for 4 weeks, count, and then Tracy will take it, and they'll run it through. Well, that's what Tracy told me the other night.
Right.
Well, I understand it happened. June 10th, we voted on this, last year.
Well, yeah, this is just the deal though, that we haven't been able to get it done until this session, so. But those are the ones that y'all talked about doing, and that's why those are specifically in here.
Yep. Do you have anything else, Ms. Page?
No, sir, this is my first opportunity to pass on the letter to y'all.
Are y'all 100% this morning?
No, sir, I'm not.
Well, I'm not talking about you. You're falling down with me and Mr. Shaw.
No, we're, if you're referring to all the excitement, I guess, last week, no, the last conversation I had with our computer program, that might be something that Mr. Hunt wants to address the commission. I'm not sure who all is familiar with what, but I think the information up to last Thursday is actually on our loaner server. They're still not up on our computers yet. They're going to have to force an application to our computer so that we can access it.
Okay. Yeah, I think Scott's going to talk about that. Scott, do you want to catch everybody up?
Yes, sir.
On what's been going on since last Monday?
Right. I'll give, and thankfully Judge Vic and Barbara are here to give some extra information as well, but I'm not sure what all you're familiar with, but last Monday, around 10 a.m. to 10:30 a.m., we discovered an issue with one of our desktop computers in the Revenue Commissioner's office, and then noticed that this was an issue on our server that serves the probate office and the Revenue Commissioner's office. So immediately, Judge Vic and Bob Cooper got on the phone with various agencies and our software people to try to figure out what's going on, what do we need to do. And additionally, Tracy Hawkins with H3 Technology in Ewan was contacted and requested to look into the issue. Tracy made some recommendations. So the desktop computers and the offices and the server was taken offline. We cut everything loose at that point in time. Then we began having the discussions with these agencies, and Harris expected computers about getting up and running again. That led to an email with an action plan sent out on Wednesday of last week. Based upon that, on Thursday and Friday, numerous conversations were held between these two ladies, Tracy, Harris representatives, Harris's attorney, our insurance company and their attorneys, and an independent security firm that the insurance agency contacted to advise us on. So multiple conversations led to an action plan for this weekend so that the offices of the Judge of Probate and Revenue Commissioner could be up and running this morning. Saturday, Tracy met with Barbara and Paige at the courthouse pretty much all day, I would say, before 9 until 5, after 5 probably, with the representative of Secure IT 360, which is a security advising firm. They were trying to install a new firewall onto this new server so that Harris could be comfortable about installing their software on this. There were multiple issues with that, some related to the old firewall that was on the existing server provided by Harris. Either way, that firewall was not able to be installed. However, Tracy was able to perform some other security measures, scanned all of our desktop computers, ensured that they were safe. He then went in and installed some content filter on all the desktops. These measures provided Harris with the security that they needed, so they went in last night and remotely installed the software modules back onto the new server. This enabled the Revenue Commissioner office and the Judge of Probate's office to be up and going this morning. There are some issues related to getting all the desktops working. Tracy's been working on that this morning, and he just updated me a little bit before I came in here that it's in that process, so we should be fully functional today with these offices. I think there's one module that they're still working on including, but it wasn't necessary for this morning. So hopefully today all those issues will be resolved. Tracy's going to come in and complete some new items by the end of the day tomorrow, and so we should be fully done with this issue come Wednesday morning. Based upon all this, we'll have some recommendations and some things that we need to talk about probably at next meeting, but for now, everything's good. And Tracy Hawkins has been invaluable, I think, in this, and Paige and Barbara have been just working overtime, trying to get this issue resolved. I know there's a lot of people affected by it in the county because they've been shut down, but they did a great job of stopping this at the beginning and making sure no data was released out improperly or anything else was infected into our system.
Yeah, and I want to commend both these ladies and Tracy too, and yourself. I know y'all worked all weekend because I've got the text messages to to prove it. Bobby, if you want to say anything?
No, I appreciate you guys working with us, and this has definitely been devastating for us, and we're working to get it resolved and hopefully be better from this point forward, you know. Thank you.
Thank you. I'd just like to say that I know I was there through part of it last Tuesday, and it being election day was probably the most hectic day that I've ever, in my nearly 59 years of being here, have ever put up with. And I know Miss Page was...
To say I was frustrated would be the understatement of the year. For those, we've kind of talked around about it. The issue we've talked about computer stuff was on Monday, ransomware attacked our server. All of our data was encrypted. And so during the election, Tuesday I was here at 6 o'clock that morning. The calls were coming from poll workers. We had a meeting at 8 o'clock. And I think several times during that meeting, I'm getting phone calls from poll workers and with precinct issues, and then Homeland Security and FBI, we were on the phone with them throughout the day. So to say I wasn't frazzled on Tuesday, it was rough, but I'm very thankful that the commission made an appearance over there, and you know, the chairman was with us pretty much all day, and Barbara and I worked together. So I think we're coming to the end of this journey.
You'll never forget your first election.
I will not. I will not. I asked him, is it always like this? But just I just appreciate y'all stepping in and helping us out. We need a job.
Thank you. Well, that's all we have on the agenda today. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
Or anybody else have anything to say? Have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? All in favor? Meeting adjourned.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/49 County News TV.